Hey, it's your casual engineer slash producer here. We got someone different than we normally do, just like always, because I like to switch it up sometimes, different occupations and stuff like that. So, who we have here today?
You got Andre Holland, known as Dre Holland Comedy. I am a local comedian here in the city, doing things outside the city, doing big things right now.
Okay. So, how long you been doing comedy for?
Been doing comedy basically all my life since I was a shorty, but then somebody told me I need to get on stage when I was, about 15 years ago, like get on stage and start doing your stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, I've been clowning a lot all my life.
Okay, so you sort of changing it from doing it from 15 years ago and then doing it now and stuff like that?
Yeah, I was actually working at Kenwood Mall, and there was a comedian, another local comedian. He brought in a comedian from Chicago,
Uh-huh.
and I was at the Sabaros working, so they
Mm-hmm.
came up, and he just started roasting the crew.
Right,
And
right.
I ate him up, man. It was crazy, man. It was
Uh-huh.
like dope, and I was like, "Nah, you ain't gonna get on my crew." I didn't even know he was a comedian, like so.
Uh-huh.
But the other comedian that had him, he was like, "Man, he just ate you. Ain't got nothing to say." Like, man, dude, crazy. So
Right.
that's when them two. His name's Jabari, but he's no longer with us. He's gone now. But
Okay,
yeah,
R.I.P.
yeah.
R.I.P.
But he said, "Man, get on stage." And from
Mm-hmm.
that point, I was like, "All right, bet."
For real?
Yeah, the first years, man, I just was freestyling because I ain't know nothing about writing. I ain't know
Right,
stuff
exactly.
like do a comedian. So I just got up there and was just talking about life. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. So was it hard? Like what was the challenges? Like your biggest challenge was it comfortability? Was it just really like just figuring out how you're gonna go at it? So what was
Well,
the challenges to start
it
with?
was comfortable getting on stage because I like attention.
Right,
So you
right.
like that attention, but the uncomfortability was as I was watching other comedians, you could see they had a set prepared.
Structure.
It was structured. I just went up there and just started talking. They were still funny.
You're
But
right,
I
right.
wanted to learn like it might not
Uh-huh.
always flow like that, so I want to be prepared mentally and structurally when I
Uh-huh.
do the next show. So it took
Right.
me a while to get there, like, but I was just
Right.
freestyling, like just getting up there, thinking about a topic, and then
Mm-hmm.
going off the dome, like, yeah,
Okay, like some Richard Pryor shit. You know what I'm saying?
yep. So,
Right, right. So speaking of, so who's some of your inspirations that really motivate you to really do some stuff like that?
man, you just said the name, Richard Pryor.
Uh-huh.
Um, Miles Mabley, I don't know if anybody know her, but she's an old comedian. Look her up, man. I used to
For
listen to
real.
my mom's records of her, man. And
Oh, so you used to listen
yeah,
to comedians
I
too?
used to
Like,
listen to records, man, like comedians, man. My mom had Richard Pryor, Miles Mabley, Red Fox.
oh
When she was at
shit.
work, I would sneak and listen to them because it was funny.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? But
There's
so
cussing and doing a whole
yeah,
bunch of,
cussing and
especially Barger talking about that.
making it funny, like, and I just
Yeah.
started learning, like, man, I like to do something like that. So I started clowning when I was little, getting in trouble in school. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
go there, cussing like they was and doing
Right.
all that. But yeah, they inspired me, man. Richard Pryor, like I said, Bill Cosby too. He was
Okay.
he was like one of the he could be clean, but I knew he had that. You could tell he had that vulgar in him, but he never
Right.
let it out.
Yeah, exactly.
He never let it out. You know what I mean?
Almost like
But
dry funny
yeah,
like type
right.
shit. Like
He probably letting it out now, getting on all them other people, but but
yeah.
he just was just so dope with on his how he wrote stuff and how he had the crowd. He could get in on the stage and just get any crowd, like
Yeah, get them
white crowd,
going.
black crowd, whatever crowd there, he
Yeah.
had them. And then for him to go from stand up to do cartoons to Fat Albert and all that, then
Right, yeah, he did
yeah,
do
he
that.
did Fat
Yeah, you
Albert,
bringing it back.
then he did the Cosby Show, just doing all that stuff. It made me like,
Mm-hmm.
dang, man. So I know a lot of people say Tyler Perry, but Bill Cosby been doing this.
Yeah, that's
you know
crazy
what I
that
mean?
you
Like,
really brought that up because yeah, he has done a lot, especially like for the culture and also like be doing it in like the 70s and 80s
yeah,
type shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, this-
And comedy wasn't like it was big, but it's not like big like as a music artist
right,
and
right,
type of
right,
actors. So
right.
like him really introducing that with the game and stuff, that is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
No one really get Bill Cosby his props like that.
Right, yeah. So I know all the stuff he been through, but his talent is separate
Right.
from that. But he was a
Right.
genius. You know what I'm saying? So he was one of them. But my favorite one, man, was Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac. Yeah, Bernie Mac.
And don't get me wrong, I love Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, but when I heard Bernie Mac the realness of life. He brought home to the stage.
Was it Def Jam? Was it on Def?
Yeah, the first one when he said, "I ain't scared of you, motherfucker."
I ain't scared of you.
I was like, bro, like
who this?
Bro, and that's because if you had watched that show, it was a comedian before him. The crowd ate him. It was terrible.
Damn.
It was terrible. The comedian before Bernie on that show bombed so bad. But they cut that out. But he bombed so bad. That's when Bernie came on back. The same night hooked up with what's the DJ that was on there?
Damn.
Kid Capri.
Yeah, Kid Capri.
And came up with "I Ain't Scared of You" that night.
Yeah, Bernie, he a legend.
Yeah, he came up because he walked. That's the first thing he walked on stage. He's like, "I'm gonna tell y'all something out the press."
Right.
I ain't scared of you, motherfucker.
I ain't scared of you, motherfucker. See, they got a backstory of that. Yeah, the backstory of that, because I was always wondering, what do you mean I ain't scared of you, motherfucker?
Yeah, it was, right, because he came out after that comedian and just ripped it, man. It was crazy. Bernie, he was the true rest in peace, man. He was rest in peace. Because if he was still here today, man, he's the GOAT. Man.
Yeah, one of the kings of comedy. You feel me?
Like, and it was just amazing on how his story went, TV show. Because he always said it through his comedy. They don't want to give me no TV show.
Yeah.
They think I'm going to say something.
Right.
He always
said that. And it's crazy, like with his TV show, it was kind of like you wouldn't even expect it for Bernie because he's like kind of being the parent figure. Yeah. But like when he does comedy, he's kind of like wild and saying some out there stuff. Right. But like he do say some stuff with like the kids show, but he don't really say too much. You feel me? He keeps it at a level to where it's okay and not too much extreme.
Exactly, because what he did was genius. He basically took his comedy, as he talked about. He was real on stage about his comedy with his family, but then he flipped it on the cleaner side with TV.
Exactly.
He was still talking about his family, man. That was crazy.
And it was positive, too. You know what I'm saying? It's a big positive TV show. Like, because it's like a lot of like black TV shows really get like, especially nowadays, more to like gangster type shit. You know what I'm saying? But like back then, like, it was pretty dope. Like Bill Cosby with his show and stuff like that. You see more of the family side and the calm side of the black family and really stuff like that.
Right.
Like, even though it's coming from comedians, it's still being funny, but it also has a seriousness.
Exactly.
You feel me? So that's what's cool about comedy, because it's universal. It could be sometimes hard, like pulling off the Band-Aid sometimes, saying some bull stuff, but a lot of it sometimes it's really funny and some seriousness with it. So
then another great man was Robin Williams. Even in his movies, he don't get a lot of talk about his stand-up. But I mean, dude put on the show. I mean, he's sweating, but he was hilarious.
Yeah,
he was hilarious, man. Like, just dope. It was sad how it ended, but man, it was he was another funny dude.
Yeah,
man.
He was kind of like one of them comedians that really like used his body. You feel me? And like he was really acting on the stage.
Yeah, he was crazy, man.
Exactly. Yeah. So like, what kind of comedy do you? It seemed like you've been in the comedy game, was born to be in the comedy game. What type of comedy do you prefer?
Well, it's good you saying that, man. I started off in the secular. Then I went to the church scene. So I do clean, secular, church, whatever.
Right.
I've done it all. Like
So explain secular. What's that?
Secular is like you cussing.
Oh, okay.
Uncensored. Like, uncensored. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So they separate it like that. Secular. So secular mean you like the cussing and all that.
Right.
But then like the clean comedy is. You can still do clean without the cuss words, but they still know what you're talking about. Yeah. And then I go, because, I come from the church, but we'll talk about that later. But I do church stuff too. So a lot of people still rock with me, whatever I do. So. But it's hard, though. You lose some people.
Oh, yeah, definitely, like going back and forth. So it's kind of like you got to find that line in between to like kind of please this crowd and still please this crowd, but not go too far in this crowd. You know what I'm saying?
And then, like I say, but the crowd, they read the ticket.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you choose to come there, you're not coming. If you're choosing to come to one of my shows that's not churchy, and you're in the church, and you know what card is, don't come. Right. So why are you there anyway? To just judge, or what's your motive? So that's what I'll be like. read the ticket.
Yeah,
You know what I
right.
mean? Like,
It said, yeah, this not what is it, Sinclair?
yeah,
This not yeah.
read the ticket. You know what I mean? So yeah, I like this, man. Got a lot to talk about.
Right,
Like,
right. So coming up and stuff, did you have like a lot of family support you? Because like sometimes you be like, did you go up to family like, yeah, I want to be a comedian? You know what I'm saying? How'd you go about that, like with family and friends and shit?
it's crazy you say that, because to be all the way real, the family really never supported.
Damn.
Like they was like, oh, you don't need to do that because I come from a church background. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So, but they be like, yeah, you was funny, but that stuff don't work. It don't pay nothing. It don't do nothing.
Right.
But I told them, I said, it ain't about what it pay. It's a passion.
Yes.
If you passionate about something, it'll feed you when you passionate about it. You know what I'm saying? If you passionate about, like you doing this, it's gonna feed you one day. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, it was more people that's not blood. That, and I can say that freely now because you used to be worried, but I don't care.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
You've been through the ropes.
It's people that's been like the crew I'm hanging with now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of comedians that I hang with now, they're not blood. They're not that. You got the family like, oh, we gonna come to the show.
Yeah.
Oh, we all
even close friends though, for real. Like the ones you went to school with.
Yeah, they be like, I'll be there, and then,
oh
man, I ain't even know. I saw your show, man. I'm gonna come to the next one. You know how many
that shit hurt for real, bro.
Yeah, you know how many times I done heard. Yeah, dude, it get to you.
Yeah, for real.
It get to you because you think like, oh man, it's gonna be sold out.
Yeah, your family,
coming.
like
my people's coming. And don't get me wrong, it's some family that do support, and I thank y'all for that.
Yeah.
But you get a lot of ridicule, man, when you really passionate about something.
Yeah, exactly. Because like about that is because other people don't know what they're passionate about yet.
Yep.
So kind of like they don't even mean to project their envy or how they feel towards you. It's just they never been around people that actually made it throughout their passion.
Right.
So they're not used to that. You know what I'm saying? Not used to someone getting success. And then for two, it's like they want to do something also and they realize life's so hard and they just couldn't really be disciplined enough and just really couldn't take all the criticism and stuff like that. So they're going to tell you like, no, you shouldn't, you can't make this, you can't do that. A lot of times they don't mean no harm with saying it, but it hurts though. It really does hurt. Especially like you said, it's passionate from it. Like even though you ain't making what you want, but it gives you like a satisfaction. Like when you get done, like you feel good. Like this is life. Like it's not just dragging, working, and doing the 9 to 5, coming home working 80 hours a week. Like that's cool. Like, but even though doing your passion on top of it, it really brings a peace to you.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
Like a real peace to you.
Because what you just said, you put two words together when you said success and passion.
Yeah.
It's two different things.
Exactly.
And a lot of people are successful with their job.
Exactly.
But they're not happy with it because they're not working in their passion.
Yeah.
Like I tell people, like, yeah, I got a good job, but I don't like it. Know what I mean? They be like, oh, you better. I don't.
Right.
Because it's not my passion to be doing this. But I got to do what I got to do right now to put food on the table. But I'm not going to forget about my passion because I'm successful here.
Exactly.
And that's what we get. And that's when a lot of people get so miserable in their life. They got all the money, the cars, and doing all this. But you can walk around and just see people in the mall. You know they got the bread. But the look on their faces, man, I'm like, because I go to people's house and they got money and got bread, but they just
not happy.
But then you would go to somebody
making less, but really doing what they want to do,
doing
and what they love to do.
Yeah.
Like I read this book. It's called "You're a Badass and There's Greatness Within You," and one of the quotes said it was like, "Whatever you meant to be doing." You already been doing it as a kid. So say like you always wanted to play football. You that's what your passion. That's what you meant because that was second nature. That's what you like just genuinely just picked up without like really anybody telling you that you love it or made you to love something. Like someone playing the guitar, like a little kid couldn't help but to pick up that guitar. You know what I'm saying? That was his passion. Like so, say if that kid was to get a normal job, he knew what he's supposed to do because it was in him the whole time. I'm like, it's crazy how like, I don't know what you believe in or anything, but it's kind of like crazy how God works of like, you love comedy, but your whole life, your mom had comedy records and stuff like that. So it's been there in your life. There. It's been planted. You know what I'm saying?
And what you just said is so key. You know, we put God in this box of like, he don't want us doing nothing.
Let's get it started.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm starting to realize, man, a lot of people are miserable because of people.
Exactly.
It's not God ain't told.
It's a trick. It's a trick. God wanted us to do what we. That's why He gave us these skills and these passions. He will even put certain people in the way for you to do that. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to you to take the opportunity.
And what's crazy, because the word is say, the enemy come to steal, kill, and destroy. You think the enemy wants you rich and happy? Yeah, and people will be like, "Oh, you doing the work of the devil." I'm like,
See,
how you know? But he don't want me. I'm happy. He don't want me satisfied and happy.
Exactly.
And you know what I'm saying? People, and just because people ain't all holy running around the church speaking in tongues, they think people don't have a relationship with God. That ain't the case. And they tell people, don't sit with the scornful, but it's scornful people in the church.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man.
See, that's a devil trick. Because like you said, he don't want you happy, he wants you win. So even with coming up, they made rich to be scary, or rich man to be mean, and to do this. Like, to be honest, a lot of rich people do donate, do charity. Don't even really talk about that.
Right,
much.
They don't got to.
You know what I'm saying? But they made it like, oh, this rich person just built this big yacht and all this. But like, he did just donate $1 billion too.
But
you
they
feel
don't know
me?
y'all don't know, and that's what gets me. You don't know nobody's relationship with the Most High.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So,
he's blessing these people. Like,
and my thing is, if you the church, it should never be no hurt nowhere in that building. You supposed to. Okay, if you feel like I ain't doing something right, you're supposed to go to the Father about it. Don't come telling this person, that person, he ain't doing what he's supposed to do.
And everybody's path is different. You know what I'm saying?
It's different.
Some people is meant to, even if you doing wrong, maybe you was meant to do that wrong. Because it's going to really elevate you in another mindset, another life. And you wouldn't be where you at if you didn't go through that.
Right, and then sometimes, and then I ask, and I be talking to God, and I'm like, what is wrong?
Right.
Like, what do we got the certain stuff? Because, like, I tell people, if you want to, don't talk to me about what's right, because guy was huge. You know you ain't supposed to be on. I did a show back in July, and this is when I did a show at the Funny Bone. I headlined, standing ovation, killed it.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I give him credit for it, because without him, none of that is possible. But a lot of people disconnected from me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he shouldn't be doing that. This one pastor, he a huge guy. And I'm just listening to him. Like,
he's talking to you.
Yeah, talking to me like, you ain't supposed to be doing what you doing. You representing something. I was like, okay, let's talk. You open the door. Like, you're huge. I would say gluttony, right?
Let's talk about it.
I'm like, let's talk. You're not supposed to be this huge.
Yeah. Don't pick and choose.
I'm like, don't pick and choose. And that's what I'm getting at. Don't pick and choose what you think is right or wrong. Let's talk about everything. You know what I mean? So if I'm doing wrong, you need to come to the altar with me, and we both need to pray. And that's what my grandma used to teach me, man. She was like, don't let nobody tell you this and that.
Right.
Because if they really knew God, they would go to him.
Right.
They won't come to you.
And you think God gonna judge you like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, he gave you these skills and gave you these blessings. It's like some people are just really intimidated, especially when you they look at you a certain way and then you cross that line, you know what I'm saying? Like, they forget that you're an adult sometimes. You feel me? They forget that you're grown and you can do what you want. But like, they get intimidated and stuff like that, and they just really can't handle that. But like, it's like they say you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this, but like, you do a lot of stuff that they do a lot of stuff that you shouldn't do. Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of just, it's just
you just said something dope that don't nobody really talk about. He gives you a choice.
Yeah.
He love you enough to be like, look, you can go that way or you can go that way. But I never leave you.
Right.
Like, but they'll leave you, and I'm like, come on, man, y'all. But other than that, man, I'm glad I broke away from that. Because it'll hold you down, man.
It's kind of hard though, too, especially with close friends and and sometimes you try to bring people up with you. You feel it? And that shit like.
And then my whole thing, my brother, my manager Raphael, shout out to Raphael Bennett.
Shout out.
He was like, man, don't they know you doing this for them? You trying to better your church.
Yeah.
You trying to get he said when you first got into this, you was like, man, I make it. The first thing I'm gonna do is buy us a church building. He was like, that's all you talk about. Like, he said, if they don't like the shows, don't come.
Yes, but support from afar. You don't have to watch it.
But my thing is, if you do something that I don't like, but I've loved you and you my homie, I should never let that whatever you did disconnect none of
Right.
that.
As long as you ain't physically harming somebody.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's like, I don't really like, or even like, I don't even like your type of music. But like, that's you. That's you. That's your personality. I don't really, but I would not let that infringe on the friendship.
Yeah,
you
like,
feel
come
me?
on, if you really my homie, you let July show stop what we had.
Right. There's been something in there.
It was never there to me.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm like, man, it's just crazy. But I'm cool with it. I'm good now. Like, I got good people around me. You know what I mean? Good comedy crew. Like, so shout out to my crew. Can I shout their name real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
We got Jamie J up, you know what I'm saying? Jamie J is the truth. She hilarious. We got shows. She do shows every month at Park Place. We got a show that's coming up March 16th. My boy P. Dot, the Godson. We got Kevin Brown, known as Big Kev.
Okay.
We got comedian Big Funny. All these cats is my homie Carlos Godfrey. We got Caleb Lee go be on the show. Shout out to him from Dayton on the 16th, man. But all these cats just push you.
Right. Did you meet them on a journey, or did
I met them on a journey. I met Kevin Brown. Me and Kevin and Carlos Godfrey. We met in a play because we did plays, and then Kev was like, "Man, I do comedy." I'm like, "Man, I do comedy."
Right.
And and I haven't. And before that, I haven't did no shows. And then Kev talked to me.
Big Kev,
big shout out to Big Kevin, Big Kev.
It's about 15 years ago.
Nah, this was recent.
Oh, okay.
I had stopped doing shows.
Oh, okay.
Because of what I was going through.
Right.
Big Kev like, man, forget them, dude. If it's in you, bro. He like, I'm about to put you on, bro. We about to do shows. And then he gave my name to a lady. Her name was Maria. Can't think of her dad's name, but she ran the shows out at the Office. It's a bar called the Office. She put Maria Cavallero. That's her. Shout out to her. She gave me an opportunity to headline at the Office.
Okay.
And that show right there.
You knew it.
Opened up so many doors, man.
You had to.
And I started meeting different people. I started meeting good people. And since that show, I've been working. I got back into it, and it was shout out
passion
to Kevin
and just
Brown,
your inspiration, and just because like I was just about to ask you about this, because like when you quit, sometimes it's hard to really define it back. You have to do it to bring it back. You know what I'm saying? So what were some of the things that like made you doubt yourself and made you quit? Was it more of you or hearing outside people or what?
It was the outside voices.
Outside voices.
The
bringing doubt.
Bringing doubt to you, and because when sometimes you go through a phase in your life where you get weak minded, and that's where I was at. Like I was real weak in the mind, and I was just listening to stuff. But it was just something in me that was saying, "This is what you're supposed to be doing. This is what you're not supposed to be doing what people expect you from because they want you to do it." But man, I lost the passion for it. I was like, you know what? Maybe they right. Ain't nothing happening with it anyway. So I like, maybe they right. Maybe I need to be doing that. But then when I started doing what they was doing, I got more miserable.
Right. You feel like you wasn't living your truth no more.
When I started doing what they expected me to do, they was nowhere around.
Yeah.
Oh, he good now.
Yeah.
But soon as I jumped back into it, oh man, you ain't. Well, you weren't trying to guide me when I started doing what you think I should have been doing. So, man, you gotta find yourself first.
Exactly. Know who you are. Know who you are.
Like, and I'm just glad I'm no longer. So, shout out to all those comedians, man, that helped me out. Like, and I got like favorite comedians in the city too, man. Black Daryl, hilarious. Dusty Lewis, hilarious. Big Boo Man, hilarious.
Right.
All these cats, but I'm telling you, man, Kevin Brown Jr. He probably don't know it, but he the one got me back on that stage.
So is this the Cincinnati Dayton scene?
Cincinnati Dayton scene, man. It is so many
talented
comedians here, man. It's just like I be honored. You know, people be like, man, you want to get on stage with Cat? Well, I'm like, man, I'm just honored to be on stage with these guys.
Right.
I'm like, man, these guys is hilarious. And for them to look at me as like the granddad of it. Like they like, man, we don't want to go on behind you. Like they tell me it inspires me so much. They be like, man, you my favorite comedian. Like, and then Big Funny gave me the biggest. Big Funny, what up, Big Funny? Shout out to Big Funny.
Up?
He gave me the biggest show of my life was at the Funny Bone.
Right.
And he was like, he called me one night. He was like, you headlining.
You didn't believe it.
I
was like,
hey,
what?
I was like, nah, you might want to get someone. This the Funny Bone, man. This let me like,
all right. You got nervous a little bit.
I got nervous, and he was like, nah, you headlining. And then they had a competition like to do movies and get more scripts and stuff. And after my, remember on Purple Rain? Where Prince sung his song "Purple Rain."
Yeah.
He ain't think nobody was feeling him. He walked off stage, but when he was in backstage, he heard all that.
Yeah, you just had that tunnel vision.
Yeah, that's the moment I had. Like, man, I ripped this like this. So, man, people were standing out clapping. I was like,
almost made you cry though.
Yeah, it did. Because I went to the back, like, man, I am. They right.
Right, felt blessed.
I felt blessed, man.
Just to be in that atmosphere.
Then even when I walked outside,
the love,
was dope. People were waiting.
Yeah.
They was like, man, you got merchandise, you got anything, you got cars, man, and then from there,
you knew
it just soared. But man, I'm telling you, that Kevin Brown Jr., man, Big Kev, put it back in me, man. Like, dude, you supposed to be doing. You get back on, I'm gonna get you on the show. And, you know, I done heard people say that. Like,
right. Yeah.
Oh, I got you, bro.
Yeah.
I got
here for months.
So couple of days later, this dude meant business. I was like,
oh, you said a couple of days later?
Yeah, he was like, dude, I got you on the show next month.
Okay.
They go put out the flyer.
Damn.
And when I looked at the flyer,
you seen it?
Headliner. I was like, they want me to headline it? That was my first headlining show. Yeah. I went there, I headlined, and then it just took off. And my next one, after that, it was doors just start opening, and big doors start opening, man. And I'm thankful for my little crew. That's all I need, man. It's my little comedy crew because they push you. I mean, they push you hard. Like, and I shoot them out. I shot them out every time. Like,
you got to find your tribe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes the people that you came in with ain't the people that you leave with. Sometimes you just have to build new relationships, find new people, and find the right people that can push you and that you can push also.
Right.
Just to do better, just to be better. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not easy sometimes doing it all by yourself, but just having the right people in the right group. Don't even have to be a big group, but just having the right people could really elevate you to that next level.
Exactly. Like I remember one time, man, who was it? I forgot to think of the comedian. Jerry Seinfeld. He had an interview, man. He said, it don't matter who's funnier than you, long as you in the crew.
Damn right.
Right. He's like, long as you're in the crew.
Right.
He was like, I don't care who's funnier than me. I'm on the crew.
Right.
He said, I don't care if I go on stage first, second, or third. I'm on the boat. So I'm the type like I'm humbled that they will put me as headliner. But if I'm first, second, or third,
you're grateful. I'm
on that flyer. I don't care what spot I'm in. I got on the boat, and that's what he said, man. He's like, I don't care if somebody's funnier than me. We all in the boat.
Exactly.
But he said the only time you need to worry about is when you're not getting on the boat. Or you ain't getting no work. Or when you get on stage and it's quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like when I get on stage, man, I like to bring that in, like energy. Like I talk to the crowd. Like man, it's dope. I talk to the crowd. I mess with the crowd, man. And then sometimes I be forgetting what I wrote because I'm just so into the crowd, like, and
he was freestyling for so long,
and it works, man. It works every time. Dude. It works.
Natural with it.
It works, man, and I keep doing it, man. And it's just a blessing that I'm able to still, get up on stage and just be comfortable. Like that stage is, how you have a counselor.
Yeah,
that's my counselor.
Yeah, therapy.
Because life's.
Yeah. Definitely.
Life still life, man. Struggles still happen. It ain't going nowhere. But you got to find something that's going to sustain you from all that, man. But life's still lifing.
Sometimes you need that purpose for escape. And it's hard to find that purpose for some people and stuff. but just keep on going. And if you haven't found your purpose, you see someone with their purpose, don't knock them. Don't try to bring them down. Say you can't this, you can't that. Because life's, you know what I'm saying? They don't really need to be hearing that. So just really uplift people and just really bring peace and happiness and joy. So we about to wrap this up. We got any shows coming up or anything
I
to tell the
got
people?
March the 16th. Next Saturday night, we'll be at Park Place at 8 o'clock. Park Place Restaurant. I can't even think of the address. But we'll be there. It's in Forest Park. This Jamie J, like I said, that's her thing. It's a family vibe. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. Just be on the lookout for more shows. We got a lot of shows coming up. A lot of things coming up, man. And just look at Dre Holland Comedy, and you'll see. Because I got something huge coming up, but I just can't announce it on
that's
radio.
too much.
Yeah, but
you good.
You're gonna
March 17th.
March 16th. March 16th. Just be out there, man. Dope show. It's gonna be fire.
Yeah, man. You know who it is? It's your casual engineer. This is
Dre Holland Comedy. Look me up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and want to book me? Just look on there. All my information's there. You will not be disappointed. Trust me.
Yeah, you dig. Peace.